I was thinking a lot about everything, and really doubting myself. And not just doubting myself, doubting my own judgment. And this is what I want to talk about today. That when you've been lied to, gaslit, when you've been misled so many times for your whole life, really, it's very hard to trust yourself in a deep sense. Yeah, you trust yourself. Yeah, I'm gonna walk down these stairs, blah blah blah, or I'm gonna make breakfast or something like that. Yeah, you trust that you can do that. But I'm talking about your judgment on these kind of things. When you feel a very specific ick about a person, when you have a very strong intuition about a person, a gut feeling, it's very easy to doubt that feeling, because when you've been narcissistically abused, especially for your whole life, then it becomes very, very easy to just straight up doubt yourself 100%, and to just be like, I don't know what I'm talking about. It's this internal voice. I don't know what I'm talking about. I should just keep this to myself. This is not good to put out in the world. That's not true. I should be putting this stuff out in the world. Anyway, this channel is going to be more about the subtle things, the ins and the outs, those subtle red flags. So you can spot this stuff early on, spot these things early in meeting someone, or spot this in your job or with your family especially. A lot of people are very they're very deep in the trauma bond. They're very deep in the love for their family, the illusion of love for their family. So they will doubt their own judgment to the point of, honestly, where I think some cases of OCD come from this sort of thing, that these people have been abused, misled, gaslit so many times that they doubt their own judgment on things, and that they need to do things over and over. I see this in myself. And by the way, I am not a doctor. I am not a psychologist. I am only giving out information here. I am not saying to do anything. I am not diagnosing anyone. This is personal stories, information, the way I see this. This is by no means a clinical diagnosis of anyone. There's a huge spectrum here. Some of these people are highly, highly horrible, highly, you might even say evil, psychopathic, will do horrible things. And some of the people take very, very subtle jabs, very subtle attacks, and they do it constantly, constantly, constantly. I am more focused on the subtle things, because I feel like everyone who has these problems, these traits of narcissism, psychopathy, manipulation, basically, will show you these traits at some point pretty early on, and it's very subtle. So that's my focus here, is the subtle things. Sorry, I am not a public speaker by any means. I am not good at speaking very clearly. I'm going to say anyways and like a lot, and that's just how it is, because I'm new to this whole thing, and I'm putting things out there that are very, very personal, and my brain takes a second to really process this stuff. So what I want to talk about is doubting your own judgment. And I don't mean doubting yourself like in the sense of, let's say you're riding a mountain bike and you see a jump or something and you say, I can't do that. That might be a very smart doubt to have. You might be just calculating in your mind, I don't have the experience to do this. That is a type of doubt that is very healthy. That kind of doubt will save your life. Doubting that you can drive extremely fast. These things are very, very healthy doubts. They keep you safe. It's a type of anxiety that humans have developed through evolution. That's very good, very safe. I'm talking about doubting yourself when you have a gut feeling. I don't know if you can hear this. There's some kind of concert thing going on over there. But I'm talking about a gut feeling, an intuition. Let's say you're talking to someone and you just feel this overwhelming sense of tiredness, just worn out, just not sure why. You need to think, this feeling that I have is real. You need to not say, oh, they're a nice person. You need to not make excuses. That's what it is. It's making excuses about these things. And for me, I doubt my judgment constantly and I'm very aware of it. After I'd made this video yesterday, I thought, oh my God, what a mistake. I should not have said any of that stuff. Someone's gonna see this, the wrong person. And next thing I know, I will have no family ties at all. And some of that involves finance, and that is not a smart decision on paper. So when you're a little kid, you're very close to the truth. Children are truth tellers. Children are very pure in a sense that they speak more truth. And sometimes they say very honest things that really adults can't believe that they say. And I think this is awesome, because really what it is that they are more close to, they're more pure. They haven't had all this input of society. They haven't had all this brainwashing of what their parents tell them to do, yada, yada. Children are very pure. And when a child does something and then a parent, or even just another person, a teacher maybe, an adult, an authority figure says, that didn't happen, the child is going to start doubting themselves in every way. They'll doubt their own judgment. They'll say, well, what really happened? Like, am I imagining this? You start to think, am I imagining this? Am I imagining this? No, you're not. You are not imagining this at all whatsoever. The gut feeling, the intuitive feeling, the feeling of just repulsion. It's a strange repulsion, and sometimes it can make you very tired, and other times it'll make you very worked up, and you can almost feel your heart starting to race when you're talking to someone, and you're not even angry. You're just kind of like, this is making me feel a weird way right now, making me feel very strange. And I think empathic people, or people who are aware, highly aware, they really pick up on this stuff, and it really affects them. And then the other person can say, that's not what's happening. That's not what's happening. You're the one with the problem. This blame shifting. This is another topic for another video, where these people will make you out to be the bad person. But what it does is it breaks down your sense of good judgment. It breaks down your sense of self in a way. It breaks down it breaks down your whole sense of reality. And it really, really is hard to drop this. I have been aware of this stuff for years now, and I doubt my judgment all the time. I doubted my judgment yesterday after I made this video. I've doubted my judgment after blocking people, and that feeling is very strange. When you block someone and you get this overwhelming feeling of, did I just make a mistake? Was this really a good person? Was the fact that it drove you to block them, you have to remember that it drove you to block this person. If you did that, you need to trust the judgment you had before. You need to trust that intuition, that gut feeling of ick, that gut feeling of, I don't like how this makes me feel. I don't feel like I'm doing anything wrong here, because you're probably not doing anything wrong. I wasn't doing anything wrong when I was a kid. I was a little kid, but I got told constantly that I was imagining things, or that the things that happened were not real. I had things in my room moved around, And I would say, hey, did someone go through my room? And they'd be like, no, why would I go through your room? Well, clearly someone went through my room because all the things are moved around. I can't find my stuff, and it looks like my whole drawer is completely mangled around, you know? That's just one example. There's so many subtle ways that this happens. The point of this video is trusting yourself is not only going to help with dealing with all these toxic, narcissistic, psychopathic people, it just helps everything in life. It is so important to trust yourself and believe in yourself. And know that intuition, that gut feeling, that feeling of joy that has no reason. There's a feeling of joy or a feeling of ick. And if you're getting the feeling of ick from a person, or you feel like they're twisting your words around, you feel like they keep making you out to be the bad person when you're trying to be civil, that is your intuition screaming at you, absolutely screaming. And please listen to that. It is so important to listen to that. That voice is the closest thing we have to being the holy voice, the angelic voice coming from the heavens that says, this is what's really happening, this is what's not happening. And we're so bombarded by voices, a million voices from society, from pressures for money, for pressures for family relations is a big one. You're supposed to love your family, right? Well, what if your family abuses you? Are you supposed to love them still? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think you need to trust that judgment inside of you. And it can go as far as people doing horrible acts of, I don't even want to say the word in a YouTube video, horrible acts to their children that should not be done to anyone, especially a child, and especially your own child. And I feel so bad for these people that I hope that this little message here, that you just need to trust your gut feeling. Every time, trust your gut feeling. I have forgotten my gut feeling, and it's come back and bit me right in the butt, you know, it just bites me right back. And I've been working on more and more, just listening to that true feeling that comes out of nowhere. There's no specific thing that causes it. It's just an overwhelming feeling of, I don't like where this is going. This person makes me feel a very strange way. They can even make you angry when you're trying to have a civil conversation, because these people are masters of pushing your buttons. That's their whole game, is pushing the buttons and seeing how you react. I have had a recent conversation with someone who I was forced to block in the end of it, because I could see that they were manipulating me. They were devaluing me. They were saying the things I enjoyed were garbage, basically. And for me, that's just a huge red flag. And I know a lot of people are not at this point of awareness yet, and that's why I'm making all these videos, is because I know there's people who need a little help, need someone else who's had their butt handed to them about 1,000 times and finally figured out what's going on here, to step in and say, look, you need to trust yourself. Trust yourself. The way I felt before I blocked them was, this person needs to be blocked, needs it. And then afterwards, because I'm an empathic person, or at least I don't know what that means. I care. I feel bad about doing things that are like, blocking someone feels bad to me, you know? I don't like doing that at all. And I felt terrible afterwards. I was like, man, maybe this person really was a sweetheart. Maybe this person really was nice. maybe I just hurt their feelings of a nice person. And I start to imagine this, like maybe I just hurt the feelings of a nice person. And then, thank goodness, from the amount of training that I've had in this, by just being beaten down by the games of the narcissist and learning their game. I'm not talking training in school, I'm talking life experience training. I stop myself and say, no, this feeling you had was 100%, thousand, I'm going to say a lot of percents. That's another thing, a lot of percents on this channel. It was 100% legitimate, absolutely legitimate. It was exactly what I was feeling at that time. The person was attacking me personally for things that they knew nothing about. And I had every right to just calmly end the conversation and be like, this is not, I am not enjoying this right now. I'm sorry. I basically, I just said, I don't agree with what you're saying right now. And they kept it, they got worse. Let's just say when you come at this calm, there's two ways it's going to go. They will either get way crazier, or they will go silent mode or something. They will be more quiet and try to play the good guy. This person got way crazier, and I just said nope, and just boop, block. Like, nope, you're not doing that. No, 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 no. And of course, after I start doubting myself, and I'm thinking, why did I block this person? I'm so rude. I'm a bad person. And my training kicked in right after that. This warrior training kicked in, and I just said, no, I need to be objective about this. I need to listen to my own inner voice, my own true intuition that says that was that whole situation was designed to bother me, and it truly was. This is it. 3 days later or whatever, I'm thinking very clearly about this. But yesterday I made the video about my family, and then I got this whole wave of doubting my own judgment because I'm talking about my family, and the trauma bond is so deep. I am so aware of all of this stuff. I have so much disdain, I don't have love for these people anymore. Like, there's no love. Like, I don't feel like I ever got love, and I just lost the love. There's no more love for the people in my family who have done me totally wrong. But I doubted my own judgment for a few hours. I went into this weird state of just like, oh, I sat there and I thought, maybe I shouldn't talk about my family that way. I shouldn't do this and that and this. And then this morning I wake up and I just instantly somehow snapped by the grace of the universe. The insight came back into me to remember how many horrible things had happened, and that what I said in that video yesterday is 100% true and 100% justified, and that I need to not doubt my own judgment. And I know there's tons of people out there doubt their own judgment. It's a huge thing. It's self-esteem. It's a huge part of this world that people doubt their own judgment. There's someone out there right now who is the best whatever in the world, the absolute best. But maybe they've had a life of abuse, and they don't want to show anyone this because they're scared that this thing is going to be shut down by someone. And that hurts my heart so much, because it's like putting a bird in a cage, and the bird is meant to fly. And these poor people, they have this built up questioning of their own judgment that inhibits them from not just achieving what they want, but just feeling a sense of happiness even. It's just like the life is such it's such a catch-22 for them. It's just constantly like, I should do this, but there's so many things just beating me down right now internally that I can't do it. And they know this. They know they should be doing this, but there's something internal, and I'm making this video to tell you, if that is you, please please not doubt. Please listen to that internal voice. Listen to that intuition. Sorry, not voice. Listen to that feeling, that passion. Listen to the gut feeling that you don't like someone. That's totally fine. If you have a gut feeling that you don't like someone, don't doubt it. If you have a gut feeling that you don't like doing your job, then maybe it's time for you to move on to something else and not doubt yourself that, oh, I can't do that. That's not going to make excuses. Well, my GoPro is fogging up. Oh, dang it, man. That's not good. I don't know if it's going to show up on the video. But this video is going out to the people who doubt their own judgment, have felt stuck, have felt, even like I said before, an OCD feeling. Like for me, I have it's not, I wouldn't call it OCD because it doesn't follow the normal rules of OCD, but I have a fear of causing like a fire or causing a problem in a house. So when I leave a house, I'll check the stove, especially if it's gas. I check the stove, and then I start to doubt myself. I'm aware of this. I watch it happen. I go, did I check the stove? Did I check the stove? And I doubt my own check, and I'll check it twice or even sometimes 3 times, and it's like, dude, that is 100% a product of me being gaslit non-stop as a child. And I have one story to share. I'll probably wait until this channel picks up a little steam because it's very family related, and it's if anyone ever sees that one, they're going to cut me off in a way that could affect me financially in the future. And so I want to keep this more of a general thing for right now, so it'll help the general people out there who are dealing with these are general problems. These people are everywhere. And yeah, the diagnosis is, 5% of people. No. This is everywhere. And when you become aware and start seeing this, you start noticing that, wow, this is way, way more prevalent than I ever even imagined. And that so many people have been trying to use me my whole life. And you cannot doubt that judgment. When you have that awakening, that awareness that, wow, people have been using me my whole life, do not doubt that. Please do not doubt that, because it is the voice of the universe speaking through you, saying, this is what's really going on. This is real truth. And it just is such a hard thing to get over, because when these things are internal struggles, there's no book for this. There's no guide for this. You don't learn any of this stuff in school. I didn't learn any of this. I got it all through experience and a shocking, rude awakening into the world of extremely toxic, extremely manipulative people. So it's very easy to doubt yourself when you're first coming into this, when you're first seeing what's going on around you. It's so easy to say, are my eyes misleading me? Are my thoughts misleading me? No, they are not. If you saw it with your own eyes, it really happened. If you felt it in your heart, it is really real. Really, really real. Your heart does not lie. And sometimes I think these people don't even have like a functioning heart or conscious whatever you want to call it, a sense of a moral compass like that. They don't feel these things, because the people who get abused definitely feel it, and then they go and doubt their own feelings, and that breaks my heart. And I'm basically going over the same thing over and over right now, but it's so important to just listen to that gut feeling inside and just keep building that muscle, that training that allows you to take your intuition, take your gut feeling seriously, to respect your gut feeling, respect your intuition, realize that it's coming from a very, very high place, the highest place. And I'm not talking religion. I don't care what you believe in. You can say it's the highest part of your brain saying this. That's a very scientific thing. It's the highest part of your brain letting you know, do not talk to this person. Do not engage with this person. And I've been warned so many times in my life, and I thought, oh, it's fine, I'll just move on. Or I've even changed. Like yesterday, I was about to just delete that video. I've changed my path because of my own doubt of myself. And it's not just doubting yourself as, let's say you're an artist. It's not doubting yourself that your paintings are not going to be good enough. It's more of a doubt of, let's say you start doubting one day, do I even know how to, what am I doing? It's so hard to explain. It's when you do something and you doubt that it was the right thing to do. The feeling that you had before is the important part. The feeling that you have while you're doing the thing, while you're talking to the person, while you're creating the artwork, while you're riding the bike. If you feel awesome riding the bike, that means maybe you love riding bikes. You probably love riding bikes, and that's your intuition. If you feel terrible riding the bike and you just don't want to do it, and then someone's standing there forcing you to do it, I've seen this a million times with crappy parents. There's someone there forcing you to do it. Listen to your gut feeling, you know? This message is not for children learning to ride a bike. This is for adults who are still listening to that voice that their parents or their authority figure instilled in their brain to do things that they don't. We all have to do things we don't want to do, a lot. But I'm saying things that make you feel horrible. Things, it's like that psychology test where they have to shock the people, and the people just keep shocking them. They just keep shocking them. They can't see the person, but they just keep shocking. I think it's like the amalgam. Anyway, they just keep shocking the person, and like 80% of people shock them until the last shock, and the person, it sounds like they're dying. It's like, dude, you have to listen. There's a voice inside those people saying, don't do this anymore. Don't do this anymore. But they're so brainwashed by society and by their parents and by authority figures that they don't listen to that voice. What I'm saying here is listen to that voice. That voice is correct. That voice is the moral compass of the universe. That voice is, you can say, if you're religious, God itself. That voice is the most highest voice speaking to you that we have contact with, is that voice. Please do not doubt that voice. If you have a feeling, especially in the starting of a relationship, this can be a work relationship. I don't mean relationship like dating. This can be a boss. This can be a neighbor that you just start talking to. This can be a guy that works at the store that you go to and you start talking to. This could be someone that you're dating too. If you have this gut feeling of there's something I don't like about this person, and it's not a reason, you're not looking at them going, well, I don't like their Metallica t-shirt, I don't like rock and roll. That's totally different. I'm talking about a gut feeling. Just, there's no real explanation. There's just something about this that makes you feel very ick, very out of place, sometimes very tired, or sometimes very agitated. If you have that feeling of I don't like where this is going right now, then, and you feel it inside, and when you're talking to them, you start thinking about this feeling more than you think about what they're saying, that is a red flag, a blaring red flag. And things are very, very subtle in this realm. Things, the more I have learned, the more subtle the attacks have gotten, the more strange the things have gotten. And I've had to just keep learning and learning and learning and learning more. And I never think, oh, I know it, I know all of this, I'm never gonna get fooled again, and because I'll get fooled again, you know. I will get fooled again. That's just how it is. But every time we get fooled, we have an opportunity to listen to our own internal intuition, our own gut feeling, and listen closely and take it as 100% truth. Just run with it. And if we start to look back, and think, that was a mistake, I shouldn't have blocked that person, I shouldn't have walked away from that person, I shouldn't ignore this person, that is programming. Use your memories of how you felt. Remember that feeling. Go back, look at that feeling and think, it was a bad feeling. I had every right, you have every right to walk away from this person. That person, any person really. I mean, maybe not a police officer. Yeah, when it involves the law, this is not what I'm talking about. If the law makes you feel icky, I can't help you. You need to just follow the law. I'm talking about just interactions with other people that you have no financial obligation to, you have no legal obligation to. That is the perfect training ground to learn to listen to that voice. If you have a legal obligation, if you have a financial obligation, if you have children, things get a lot more complicated. But the fact is, remember that voice. If you're in that scenario, it might be a while till you get out of that scenario, that situation. But remember the voice. Please remember the voice. Listen to the voice. Cherish your voice. Treat it as like the way I see it, almost as like this puppy, like a sweet little puppy. And all you want to do is just be around it and be like, this is the sweetest, cutest thing. It tells me only truth. It never has a bad idea in its life. It's just a sweet, nurturing voice. It's a feeling that's there 100% to help you. It's an angelic thing. And I'm saying the same thing over and over in a million different ways, but it's very hard. It's very hard to truly stop your own doubts and listen and remember how you felt before. Please listen to your intuition, your gut feeling. Feel okay with walking away from people. It's very good to say no to someone. If someone makes you feel bad, you have freedom of speech. If you're in the United States, you say no whenever you want. You can say whatever you want. You have every right to speak your mind. You have every right to stand up for yourself, and you have more than every right to walk away from anyone who's not an officer.